Hello and welcome back to the Pixel Street Podcast. This is episode 226 of the show. As always, I am Joel Campos, and joining me is the man who has been playing Battlefield 2042 for some reason that he'll tell us about later, John Hanson.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been playing quite a bit of it. I'll talk about it later. A series that I don't really get into in the past.
Yeah, I mean, you've played it with us. I will talk about it later.
Yeah.
This week we're going to be talking about the Final Fantasy XVI State of Play that just happened today for Sony, and the new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom trailer that dropped today as well. I'm sure John's going to have a lot to say about it. I watched
Yeah,
it and was
we
like,
I
I
think
watched it and was like, I don't really know too much about Zelda, so John
yeah,
analyzes these pretty deeply.
we are completely even on ground today because I have no idea what the fuck's going on with Final Fantasy. You have no idea what the fuck's going on with Zelda. We even each other out.
I mean, we'll see because like I know a lot about Final Fantasy, but I mean, every new Final Fantasy game is like kind of a fresh slate, more or less. Like the story isn't like a continuing story, if that makes any sense. It's all just kind of
Same
in the
thing with
same world.
Zelda.
But yeah, if you have not already, you can go follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street, where we tweet all of the stuff we're posting. Um, which of course that was a dumb sentence to say, but you can check out the pin tweet there to join the Discord where we post all of our shit posts, everything. Um, every unboxing we post in there, a link to it. Um, People just post in there to try and play games sometimes. So come hang out. Send us pictures of your dogs there. It'll be a grand old time. Also,
We
subscribe to us on YouTube at Pixel Street Videos. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say we're a little off because we took a couple weeks break. First, I think Joel was too busy one week, and then I was too busy the other week. So we haven't been around each other much lately, but trying to get back into the thick of things here.
Yeah, I. So my thing is, we're trying to buy a house, and it's like just taking up all my free time, which is kind of frustrating. But
Hmm.
will pay off if we get a house soon. So we'll see. We'll see.
Something ringing.
What?
Thought I heard something ringing on your end.
You might have heard my 3D printer. I just started it and it's making
Uh,
like a wheezing sound, but it'll stop in a
Gotcha.
minute.
Okay.
Um, yeah, let's just get into the topics of the week, John. Final Fantasy 16. Sony announced on Tuesday, like 2 days ago, right? I think that they were doing a state of play today, all revolved around Final Fantasy 16 and gameplay for the game, which has me super excited because I love the Final Fantasy games, especially the new direction they're kind of taking the series where it's not turn based anymore. It's more, real time combat, which is what they
Yeah.
called it.
Kingdom
Um,
Hearts.
yeah, I guess. But yeah, it they showed about 25 minutes of gameplay. The main takeaway is that again, yeah, it's a real time combat, not turn based. It looks like it plays a lot like Final Fantasy 15 did, which would make a lot of sense because that game was pretty popular when it came out. That game had its problems. I remember specifically there was one mission like late, like I want to say like 75% of the way through the game that revolved around these like hallways, and it was kind of like a maze. And I remember being stuck on that mission for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then
I
they ended up going back and patching that mission because people
yeah.
complained.
Yeah, I've never played. Well, okay, I played like maybe an hour of Final Fantasy 15, so I never got anywhere close to that point. But I heard about that spot that you're talking about, and yeah, it's been patched. But it wasn't it something like they took away all of your weapons or something, and
Yeah,
like,
so you were super weak and vulnerable, and you were just stuck in these halls. One sec.
and then you have to like suck the life out of enemies to stay alive, otherwise you would die or something.
Sorry, I was turning off my printer. It was making a weird like hammering sound.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't remember the specifics of it, but I remember it just being super hard. And then like you would finally make your way to the end of the hallway one way and be like, oh, this is a dead end. So I just did all that for nothing.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, super frustrating, but they patched it. But yeah, I loved that game for what it was, and so I'm super excited for 16. It follows a character named Clive. I almost said Chive. It follows a character named Clive through 3 periods of their life. I think it starts as like an older person, and then it goes to a it goes to a flashback to him in his teens, and then it flashes forward to him in his 20s, and then flashes forward again to be in the 30s. And I think that's where it picks back up where you started the game.
Mm.
I'd assume. So it's kind of an interesting like time jumping uh, type story, which is interesting because I feel like most Final Fantasy games, I could be wrong, but I think most of them all take place right, like all in one storyline, right? Like over a few years, maybe is what you're playing. Um, but yeah, super excited for the game. The graphics look amazing, which is badass. Like, can't wait to play it. The fact that it's on PS5 only, it like like next gen only, I should say, because I think it's like a timed exclusive, isn't it?
We heard the same thing about Final Fantasy VII, so who knows? We heard that that was a timed exclusive, and that never came to Xbox. So for all we know, uh, 16 could just stay on
Well,
PlayStation.
I'm so they announced that there will be a PC version eventually. They just never said anything about Xbox, so it's probably going to be the same thing as the remake, where it's just on PS5, and then in a year or so it'll be on PC.
Mm,
That would be my best guess, but who knows? Um,
probably, yeah.
yeah, graphics looks awesome. The combat looks awesome. All that RPG stuff is still in there in terms of like getting items and everything to change your playstyle. So yeah, I'm super excited.
What do you think of Clive as a character? First off, I don't like
I
that
hate the
name.
name. I
It's
hate
a
the
bad
name.
name. It's such a
Um,
weird. It
I don't know. I
because
think he
it's
looks cool.
supposed to be like all medieval time, right? And Clive just I don't feel like that fits.
I don't know. I think he looks cool. I don't know. I think that's the main thing with Final Fantasy characters is they have to look cool if they're the main character.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think he looks cool. I'm sure people would say otherwise.
My favorite looking Final Fantasy character is probably Leon, or his name is Squall in Final Fantasy. I only know him from Kingdom Hearts, where he's named Leon.
Wait, his name
I,
changes?
in Kingdom Hearts, the only name he goes by is Leon, but I think he's from Final Fantasy VI. I think his name
He,
is Squall.
no, he's from Final Fantasy 8.
8. Okay.
I never played
Um,
8, but I know who you're talking about. I'm looking it up right now. He's got like a sword gun.
yeah, it's I think it's just called Gunblade.
Yeah, the gunblade. So yeah, he's from Final Fantasy 8. His name is Squall Leonhardt.
Yeah. In Kingdom Hearts, the only name he goes by is Leon.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
That like what I don't even get the thought because like at first in my head I'm thinking like okay they were gonna change his name to Leon for like the U.S. version of Final Fantasy, but that game had already been out for like years,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
by
they would
that
have
time
already
it definitely
changed it
would have
if they
already
were
been out.
going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
Google.
don't know.
Hold on. Why
That it
is
that's Square Enix doing Square Enix things.
Google? Why is Squall called Leon? Squall takes the name Leon as an alias because he is ashamed of not protecting those he loved from the Heartless when his home world, the Radiant Guardian, was consumed by darkness. His role in Kingdom Hearts is to help guide the protagonist Sora in his battle against the Heartless. So there you go. He's just ashamed because he failed. But also,
Hmm.
you wouldn't know that unless you played all the 1,500,000 Kingdom Hearts games. And it was probably in like a scroll somewhere off to the
Probably.
side.
I don't remember that being mentioned anywhere. So yeah, it probably was in like some kind of side
Yeah,
narrative thing.
like a little lore book or something.
Yeah. You do get these like notes that will like fill in some background details in the game, so that's my best guess at where that is cuz yeah, they never talk about it.
So weird.
Mhm.
John, talk to me about the Tears of the Kingdom trailer that dropped this morning.
Oh my god, what a fucking epic trailer that was. This is up there with that 2017 trailer that they did for Breath of the Wild where I'm gonna go back to this trailer years down the road. And I'm gonna be like, oh, this was so epic. This was so amazing to watch. It's cinematic. It's exciting. It revealed so much to us. There's honestly too much stuff to talk about in our podcast because that trailer was just filled with so much stuff we don't know about. Um, for example, we saw some character with really long, pointy ears that kind of looks like Zelda. Maybe it's a different version of her. Maybe it's a god. Maybe it's her mother. We don't know. Uh, we also saw Zelda for the first time since we saw her like fall in a down a deep ravine, like way in the past. She's like in some other area. We don't know where she's at or who she's talking to. We saw Ganondorf for
Wait,
the
hold
first
on.
time.
Do
Hmm.
you not see Zelda in Breath of the Wild at the end?
Yes. I was talking
Okay.
about the trailers that they've
Oh,
shown
okay,
for
okay,
Tears
okay.
of the Kingdom. Like the first trailer, the first two trailers that they showed like years ago, they had Zelda in it. Since then, we've seen like very little. It's always been like, where the hell is Zelda? But yeah, we did see her. We know she's alive. She's not dead. We see a rejuvenated Ganondorf for the first time, and we heard him speak again. It sounds a lot like Matt Mercer. It probably is Matt Mercer voicing him. That's really awesome. Everyone is fucking thirsty for him. There's like all these posts on Twitter talking about how hot he looks. Um,
Who's
I saw
Ganon?
some, yeah, Ganondorf.
So wait,
They love the way he looks.
does he look way different in this than in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, he wasn't in Breath of the Wild. The
Oh,
Calamity Ganon is like a different form of Ganondorf.
hmm.
Uh,
See, I had
we'll
no idea. I just assumed that I was fighting Ganon at the end of Breath of the Wild.
it's a form of him, but it's not. It's a different. I don't. It's hard to explain, but Ganondorf is definitely different from Calamity Ganon. That's really all I can tell you. Um, yeah, he looks awesome. Like his hair is like all bright red, and it kind of looks like fire. Some people are like, "Oh, is that Demise from Skyward Sword, who is the very first version of Ganon?" Maybe we'll see. Um, yeah, I think fighting against him and like
Hold on, hold on.
doing
You
all
you
these.
never beat Skyward Sword, right? You gave up.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but I know about the story in it. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff in there. We saw like civilians like fighting with Link, like they were going in the battle with him. Like there was this guy with just a bucket on his head and he was going to fight. That was awesome. Uh
Nice.
there was like these underground sections where they might be dungeons. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, bring dungeons back." They might be coming back. There was like this lava area where Link was getting on a cart and like going through this system, and
I
it very
saw
much wasn't out in the open like usual.
one part that looked cool was when Link was like gliding downwards through a bunch of lasers through a well-looking thing. That part looked
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that looked like a kind of dungeon area, right? Like that's not
Yeah.
outside. Um, yeah, there was a lot of stuff. There was like this weird floating water ball that he like jumped into, and they were saying something along the lines of it's a way to traverse the area. We saw him like build a big vehicle to fight someone with. It looked like he made like a a fucking like fighting machine instead of like a just transportation vehicle.
It's
Uh,
basically you could build battle bots. That's what it
yeah,
is.
pretty much. That's what it
They're,
looked like.
you're gonna be able to play battle bots inside of Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone can look at this trailer and be like, "Oh, this is glorified DLC," because there's just so much stuff in here that I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is completely different from Breath of the Wild. Like, this is changing everything
I
up.
I guess the main thing that it's gonna depend on, I think, is the map, right? Because like if the main map all looks exactly the same, and then they just added like sky stuff and maybe some underground stuff, I think people are gonna still say it looks like DLC. Just
See, that's
just
a
based on that alone, and
yeah.
because people are haters.
They're fucking dumb, is what they are. Like lifting those chunks of the land up into the sky, like that's so cool to me. Just being able to go around the area. And if there are underground sections, that's cool. There's been hints that you can swim underwater in this game, so might be even more exploration, like in the ocean and stuff. There's just so much to talk about here, and I just it's building my hype up even more for May. We're about a month away. We're less than a month away now from it
Yeah.
releasing, and I'm just sitting here like, God, it's all I've got Dead Island 2 and some other games that I have to play before then, but it's all I'm thinking about right now.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, as you know, I'm not a I wouldn't say I'm a Breath of the Wild hater. I just like I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
Hmm.
Like we streamed it 2 weeks ago, and like I enjoyed what I was playing. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for you and everybody else who's super excited for this game. I did pre-order the collector's edition because I saw it go up, and it was like an instinctful thing. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or sell it to somebody locally who wants it, or if I have a friend who wants it and sell it to them for retail. I don't know. But yeah. What?
Cool.
What? You didn't pre-order it?
No, I didn't have a job.
Oh, well, you want the collector's edition I pre-ordered?
Maybe we'll come back to that if I have the money.
Cool.
It's not really
Um
that good of a collector's edition, in all honesty.
it really is. Like it's just
No.
like a pin set is the main thing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um but I mean, that's the stupid thing about it is like it's not even a good collector's edition, but it's going to sell for like 3 times the price on
No.
eBay
No.
the
I
day it
did
comes
buy.
out.
I bought the Switch though. I did buy that.
Oh, cool. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably a better collector's edition than the collector's edition, honestly.
That was my
Especially
thinking.
cuz especially cuz you don't have an OLED. Switch
That's
it.
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Hmm.
Um yeah, so let's just go into quick news. I'll start rifling these off cuz you were just talking a bunch about Zelda. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has officially been delayed. Well, we knew it was delayed, and they officially announced that it's delayed to like February 4th, I think it was 2024.
Yeah.
Um,
That
that
do
game's
we
gonna
have?
fucking bomb, dude.
Do we have any hope for that game?
I didn't have hope
Like
for it.
any?
The second I saw gameplay, I had no hope. Even before
Yeah.
then, I had like very little hope.
Hmm.
The only thing that was giving me hope is when they were like, "All right, Batman," right? When they showed Batman,
Batman.
and it's
It's only Batman. Yeah.
yeah, and
Uh.
I have a feeling that Batman's in it pretty minimally,
Hmm.
which
Same.
is sad, right?
Very sad. Especially if they end up killing him. Like I'm that might make me mad if Batman ends up dying. Because they're like talking about like the whole point is to kill the Justice League who's like taken over by Brainiac. And like even Flash in that one trailer they showed, he's like, you have to kill us. There's no other way.
And it being
Obviously,
Kevin Conroy's last Batman
I know.
performance,
I'm gonna be very mad if he ends up dying. Um yeah, I'm just so disappointed, man. I love Rocksteady. They're better than this.
yeah. Moving on, the Mario theme is the first video game song put in the National Recording Registry. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Not much more to say to that, but
Yeah.
do do do.
Uh, Joseph Staten, who worked heavily, I think, on like most of the Halo games early on, right? Like most of like Halo 2.
Mhm.
Um, he has left Microsoft entirely after a few months ago they announced that he was leaving 343 because his role initially when he joined 343 again was to like help launch Halo Infinite and like help with post-launch content. And so when he left 343, like a lot of people on Twitter were like, "Oh, like, he did his job. He got the game out there." And I'm pretty sure if you go back to a podcast, I definitely probably said like, "No, this is a bad look. Like if he's leaving, like it's not in a good state." And like we've known Halo's not
Yeah.
in a good state for a while now. And now the fact that he left Microsoft entirely, like not a good look.
It the leaving Microsoft thing could just be that he wanted a change of pace. I'm kind of with you though that I kind of feel like he's given up hope on them turning things around. Just kind of throwing this out there. Well, this kind of goes into our next quick news topic, but there's an article by Jez Corden that he put up today on oh fuck, Windows Insider. Is that it? Is that
Windows
his article?
Central.
Windows Central. Thank you. A very good article about how Microsoft is how like pretty much every announcement they make comes with some kind of caveat at some
Yep.
point. I highly recommend
And
reading
like
it.
and like that caveat can come like before launch, at launch, or after launch. In this Joseph Staten case, this came, years after launch at this point.
Hmm.
But yeah, our next quick news: Redfall will be releasing with only a 30 FPS mode on the Series X at launch. They will patch and update at a later date to allow for a 60 FPS mode. Um, this is so dumb. I thought we were
It's
past
hilarious.
this, especially for a game that is only next gen, right? It's not
Hmm.
on
No,
original or
it's
Xbox
on
One, is
Xbox
it?
One. It is, yeah.
Oh, it's just like shit like this really doesn't help the case of people say, because like there are haters out there who say that like the Series S is holding back next gen development because
I
developers
don't
feel
believe
the
that at
need.
all. The
I
Xbox
don't
One, I
either.
do agree with.
No, no, yeah, no, no. I don't believe with the Series S stuff at all either. But people are saying it, right? Um,
Hmm.
and the fact that Xbox can't make their game run at 60 FPS on their Series X at launch is kind of insane to me.
Yeah. Um, Obviously, there's some kind of problem getting it to run at the faster frames. I mean, it's got to be the Series S that they're having issues with, right? Because
No, because the Series X they said is running 4K 30. The Series S will be 1440p 30.
okay, so
So
yeah, I
like
don't.
so like they've done some optimization between the two,
Hmm.
but they just can't make it run. I don't know.
Really, at the end of the day, this is such a small detail. Like, honestly, who cares? If you don't want to play it at launch, it's going to be on Game Pass forever. You can play it a couple months down the line when the performance mode comes in. But the thing is that at launch, we're always talking about Xbox needing to bring these third party game or not the third part these AAA games out because they're just so scattered out and there's always that and but situation that we're talking about. And this is just another case of that. Like it's not a big deal, but man, all of this stuff just keeps piling up over time and it's so tiring, in all honesty. I'm tired of hearing like, "Oh yeah, I'm super excited for State of Decay 3." Oh, but there's a lot of development issues. Like, man, just give me some good news. That's all I want. I want a
Yeah,
good game that's fully
yeah, I agree.
realized at launch.
When does Redfall come out?
May 8th, I want to say. It's like just a
May
few days.
2nd.
It's May 2nd. Okay.
Oh, so it's pretty soon. Okay.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought it was in like June. For some, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'll still play it probably at launch. I'll probably just play it on PC so I get the higher FPS right away. Um, but that's just me being picky. Moving
I'm
on,
playing it. Real quick, I'm going to play it just because I think the game looks great and the performance and quality modes don't really bother me too much, but I totally understand why someone who wants like the very best performance would be upset about this.
yep. Moving on, just because we didn't talk about it on the podcast yet, E3 is officially canceled for this year, and Jeff Keighley was right there to let you know that the news broke. So, big surprise.
If you're not in our Discord channel, we have a game where anytime there's bad E3 news, we have Jeff Keighley watch where we're looking out for either him or Summers Game Fest to uh, post something about their show going live.
Yeah. Yep. Diablo 4 associate game director Joe Pipiora, Pipiora, I don't know how to say it, says it'll take 80 hours to complete a battle pass in the game. John, do you think that's too long?
Yes, I do.
Here's the thing. I think it's too long, but it also depends on how long that battle pass is. Like, if you're gonna have a
Yeah.
battle pass every month and it takes that long, you are batshit crazy. But if you're gonna take the Halo approach and a battle pass is like 6 months long, then maybe it's justified.
Yeah, maybe. But my thing is like with Halo Infinite, we just I don't know about you, but for me, I got so tired of seeing the same battle pass content. I went through and I completed the first one, but by the time I was done with that, I was like, I'm pretty done with this. Now, maybe a big part of that is because all of the other content around Halo Infinite really took a nosedive. So if
Yeah.
Diablo 4 can stay fun, like we know it can if it's anything like Diablo 3, then I think we'll be fine. It it's just not something that's gonna keep pulling me back into the game though. I'm not gonna put 80 hours in just to finish the battle pass.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm super excited for Diablo 4 though.
Yeah, me too.
I think my game share buddy has it on pre-order, and I think I might get it on PC honestly, because I feel like those
Nice.
games play great over there. Um, Next topic: Ellie can now wear HBO Max themed shirts in The Last of Us Part One. This is exactly what PC gamers wanted to hear, because that game is still running pretty poorly on PC. Last I heard.
Actually, it is it on the PC version? I know it's on the PS5 version. I don't know if they put it on the PC version, so they
I'd
might not
assume it.
even have the shirts.
I'd assume it's in both, because in the same announcement they announced that a patch came to PC version of the game
Okay.
as well.
All right,
So,
good. But
but
yeah,
yeah,
there's
that
a
game
Mortal
apparently
Kombat
is not
2.
running great.
It's a Mortal Kombat 2 shirt and then something else, one of their shows. I don't know. I don't care because I only care about the Mortal Kombat one. So if I end up downloading it again to play it, I'll definitely put on that Mortal Kombat shirt.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Dreams is no long is losing support in September. That was the is that Ilphonic? What's it?
No, that's Media Molecule.
Media Molecule, there you go. That's their game where it's kind of like a game development game. It was pretty cool. I
Hmm.
bought it and checked it out for a bit. Um, they said that
But
they're moving on to bigger and better things, which I assume is maybe just like, I don't know, like
that's them.
maybe it's
That's I
Dreams
think that's
2.0 on PS5. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that's them just trying to be optimistic because Dreams was supposed to be the bigger and better thing. Like that was the
Yeah,
thing that they spent so many years on. They went from Little Big Planet to Dreams, and this was supposed to be the next big thing for PlayStation, and it just wasn't. It has its fans, no doubt about that, and you can do some really cool things with it. But when's the last time you heard about Dreams, Joel? Because I can't remember it
been a long
before the
time.
pandemic.
Probably because they probably stopped releasing content for it a long time ago. It's just that now
Maybe,
they're, you know, sunsetting it now
yeah.
until September. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool if the game came to PS5, because that way people can make PSVR 2 content in it. I think it'd be a bunch of fun. But it is what it is. The Mario
Real
movie is
quick,
the
Joel.
fastest
Real
selling
quick,
animated movie ever globally, second in America.
real quick, Joel. Loops says in the YouTube chat that the Diablo Battle Pass is for 3 months. 80
Eh,
hours in 3 months. That's too much.
I don't know. Not to diehard fans of the game. Diehard fans of
No,
the game
no,
will have
not to
that
them.
done
We'll have it
in
done
two
in a week.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario movie is crazy fast selling, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It beat out Frozen 2 for the fastest selling movie, animated movie globally. And uh, just in America, it was just behind The Incredibles 2.
Cool. Microsoft is prototyping a version of Windows for handheld gaming devices such as the Steam Deck. This broke earlier today. Somebody on Twitter posted like a whole UI presentation for it. I mean, it makes sense because Microsoft's not trying to get into the handheld gaming space. They never have. They probably never will. Um, and yeah, if they could sell, for $100 or something, I don't even know what they would sell it for, like some sort of license that you could install onto your Steam Deck and made it work really well. I think it'd be a no-brainer for most people who have a Steam Deck, because then you could play all your Steam games as well as download any Game Pass games as well, which would be fucking amazing.
Cool.
All right, John. Any collectibles to show off this week? I got
No,
nothing.
no, I don't either. I'm broke as a joke, man. I was laid off weeks ago. I do have a little game we can play. I don't know how well you're gonna do at it, but you want to play a little game?
Sure.
All
I'll
right.
probably suck
So
at it, whatever it is.
So,
speaking of games, next week I'm gonna be on Respawn Aim Fire, and we're playing video game Jeopardy. So,
what? Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome,
So
man.
feel free to check that out.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That sounds fun. Um, okay, so since I was laid off, I have been doing a lot of reaching out to PR contacts for my own personal account because the email that I had all my previous PR contacts on was taken away from me when I was let go from gamers. So I have to start over with that. But since then, I get a lot of press release emails, and there's a lot that have like really odd situations. Um, what I think there was one we did already. No, we did it in the Discord channel. It was the most tattooed video game characters, and that was pretty fun to go
Yeah.
through. I have another one here though. Uh,
Okay.
this is the 10 most followed celebrities on Twitch. Uh, right now, I'm
Celebrities or like
celebrities.
so like Ninja doesn't count, right? Because he's a
No,
gamer. Okay.
he is first and foremost a streamer. These are people that
Okay.
got their well-known following
All right.
somewhere
I'm gonna
else.
let you know. I'm gonna let you know right now. T Pain is on that list.
Yes, he is number 5.
Okay. T Pain. Who's the who's the voice of Sonic? I think he streams on Twitch.
Roger Craig Smith, no, he's not on
No,
here. Not
no.
on
The
the
voice
top
of
10.
Sonic. The the voice of Sonic in the movie.
Oh, in the movie,
I can't think of his name.
I can only think of all his roles. Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. He's
No,
not on there.
no,
What's Thomas Middleditch? Is he on there?
no. Who is that?
He's a famous actor.
Gotcha. Never
Um,
heard of him. I will let you
dude,
here.
what the fuck? What's Superman's name in real life? Henry
Henry
Cavill.
Cavill. He doesn't stream, I don't think. He's just known for like building
Okay.
computers.
I know he
Uh
has computer building videos.
yeah. Real quick, I will let you know. I only know.
Snoop
I
Dogg.
know. No, that one's surprising to me because Snoop Dogg does do quite a bit of streaming. Uh, I know there's one actor on here. I'm going to tell you right now. Numbers 1, 2, 3, and 8. I've
Is there a
never heard
football
of
player? Is there a football player on there?
football, like our football or soccer.
Well, you kind of just gave it away.
Did I?
Yeah, I guess either. Are there either?
No football players. The people I don't know, I'm guessing, are soccer players. So you don't have
Is
to guess those.
is Austin Eckler on there?
No.
Okay, he's an NFL player that streams.
But
Um,
there's one actor that I know, there's two music people that I've heard of, and there's or three music people I've heard of, and there's one um how do I say this one without giving it away? Political person.
political. Is it like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Is he streaming now?
No. That would be awesome. I would watch that stream.
So would I. Political person? Oh, is it the fucking what AOC?
Yep, she is number 4.
Okay, so I got 4 and 5.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you want me
actors that
do you
stream
want
on
me to just give
Twitch.
you 1 through 3 because I've never heard of them, and I think they're soccer players?
Sure.
Sergio Aguero is number 1 at over 4.5 million followers. Neymar Jr. and Lando
Neymar.
Norris.
Okay, Lando Norris, I believe, is an F1 driver.
Gotcha.
Um, hold on. I'm thinking. I just had a name in my head and I cannot remember who it was. Oh, Logic. Does Logic stream? He
Yes,
streams.
Logic is number 9.
Damn, he's 9?
Yeah.
Um,
Um, Number 8 is Charles Leclerc. That's another one I've never heard of.
he's a F1 driver.
Okay. Kind of surprising to see F1 drivers so popular on
Well,
Twitch.
I think they blew up during the pandemic when they couldn't drive in real life, and they just got
So they were
racing
doing
sims.
simulation. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Brendan Urie, he streams. No,
No, not him.
he used to.
That's the Panic at the Disco guy, right?
Yeah, he used to stream
Yeah.
with Ninja.
Mm. I
Uh,
think he doesn't do his own streams usually. That might have been like a one-off thing. I don't know.
mm, does like Ronda Rousey stream? No, you didn't say anything about.
No. There's one actor and two music people left.
Does Andy Milonakis streams like IRL stuff, right? Is
That
he on the
is Andy
list?
Nakis. Yes, he is
Let's
number
go.
7. That he is an actor, right? He's not like a comedian.
I well,
I think
he's
he's
kind
an
of
actor.
both. He's kind
Yeah.
of both.
Well, that was the actor guy I was talking about.
He also has some music too, which is weird.
Oh, really?
But I wouldn't really, categorize him
The
in music.
To tell you the truth, I didn't know he was still alive. Like the last time I heard anything from him was the Andy Milonakis show when I was like 15, probably.
And the rest are musical. You said 2 more are music.
Yes.
I do. Can you give me a hint? Give me a hint. Start giving hints.
Okay. This is gonna be tough because it's not really my kind of music. One is electronic music. The
Oh, Dead
other,
Mouse.
yep,
Dead
Dead
Mouse.
Mouse is number 10. Number 6, uh, got tattoos all over his face. Pretty popular. There's a lot of
Post
people that
Malone.
like, yeah, Post Malone. There you go.
There you
So
go.
yeah, 1 through 10, just reading them off real quick. Sergio Aguero, Neymar Jr., Lando Norris, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, T-Pain, Post Malone, Andy Milonakis, Charles Leclerc, Logic, and Dead Mouse, or Dead Mao 5, as I like to call him.
Dead Mouse 5. Dude, I really hope because Logic is in The Last of Us Part 2 in like a very small role. I
Really?
really hope they bring him to the live action remake. He's like God, I don't remember the timeline of the game, but he's when you're going through a town and you encounter 2 people and like they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking kill you." It's like such a small role. I'll send you a video. I don't want to spoil it for people because we got to a point before the show was announced that we could, you know what I mean? It was like a few years
Mm,
after the game, but before the show was
I get it.
announced, where you could talk about it. But now it's like I don't want to fucking ruin shit for anybody.
I get
It's weird. John, let's talk about the Mario Bros movie
it. Okay.
because we haven't really talked about it on the pod yet.
No.
I saw it on Saturday afternoon. It was like a 1 o'clock showing. A lot of kids in the theater, which honestly was pretty great. Um,
Yes.
Typically, I'm not a fan of kids in the movies, but I never go see kids movies at all. So, but them being there, it was just fucking hilarious. Like, Luigi picked up the flashlight and some kid just goes Luigi's Mansion like to his friend because like there was like birthday parties in there. Like I don't
Oh,
know if it
hell
was
yeah,
all
man.
one big birthday party or like multiple, but and then it was like the part when they get on the they get on the carts and they're like, oh, let's take the secret road. Some kid just yells, is like, oh, it's Rainbow Road. I saw the trailers. He's like, it was just so funny.
Hell
Just like
yeah.
their commentary and them having no filter over their volume and everything. It just made it like it made the experience better, which in most cases I would say doesn't. But just
Hmm.
these little kids like talking about it throughout the movie, I thought it was hilarious. And so
Yeah,
did Elise and my buddy David. So,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was a really good movie. I can kind of see what you're saying. It's like it's very abrupt at times. It's like we're doing this now, we're doing that, and like at the end of the movie, I feel like the climax was all so rushed.
Hmm.
Like,
It's so
like
weird because
it cut to black, and I was like, oh shit, that's the end of the movie. Like I thought there would
yeah,
be like a little more or something.
yeah, it does feel rushed. It's an hour and a half, and I really feel like they could have added like 15 minutes onto it, and it would have been just fine. Um, I also really enjoyed it though. I went with my daughter, her mom, and her stepdad. We all just went as a group, and I I went on the first day it was out, Wednesday, I want to say. Um, I don't remember. The place was packed. I don't remember if there was like mostly only kids there. I think there was quite a few adults, but of course there were kids. This is a children's movie. I really enjoyed it though. I think Chris Pratt did really well as Mario
Yeah.
for what he did. He did good. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad.
I
It
don't think
wasn't.
anybody could. I don't think anybody could have done any better. Like, you know what I mean? Like for the tone that the movie is, like you can't
Yeah,
have what is his name, Charles Martinet.
yeah.
Like you can't have him doing his Mario voice the whole thing because it would
Mm.
kind of take you out
Would
of it.
would get annoying. Although he is in there a couple times. Charles Martinet
Yeah,
is Jumpman, and then he's also Mario's dad, which I was very surprised to see. Like they actually showed Mario and Luigi's family. Apparently, I don't know if I remember this fully correctly, but I want to say like all of those characters are like rejected concept art for Mario or something like that. I saw something along those lines in the headlines after it came out. I was like, that's really cool. That's like an attention to detail kind of thing that I love seeing. Uh, yeah, my biggest complaints with the movie are that it's rushed, and I don't like the licensed music. Uh, for example, Take on Me and Thunderstruck, hearing that in the Mushroom Kingdom just doesn't fit at all. And since the movie came out in theaters, the soundtrack has been available on Spotify, and you can tell the songs that they replaced with that licensed music. And there's a lot of people are like, "This is so much better." Um, so that's a little disappointing.
I pre-ordered
But
that soundtrack on vinyl, by the way.
oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to any future sequels or spin-offs. I'm actually going to
Well,
be
you're
writing.
gonna be waiting a while, John.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Those movies take forever to make.
yeah. This one was also made like during the pandemic and everything, so I understand that this one was a long time coming. Um, nah, I think with how well it's been doing, I do think that they'll greenlight the next project a lot faster, especially since they've got everything rolling now.
I think it's already greenlit. Greenlit.
I know that they've talked about a Donkey Kong spinoff. I haven't heard about a Mario sequel though. So I don't know. I also saw something that they might try and do a Punch Out movie with Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
That sounds like a
Just
conflict of
Creed,
interest. Yeah.
just Creed, right? Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like it sounds like something he wouldn't want to do because he's got his own thing going on in real life.
right. Yeah, I don't care, man. I want a Zelda series. I don't want a Zelda live action movie. I want a Zelda like anime series. That is all I want. Don't fuck this up, Nintendo. Give me what I want.
John, they're gonna fuck it up, and you're gonna
They're
get a
gonna
Zelda
fuck it
movie.
up.
You're gonna get a Zelda
They
movie like the Mario movie, made by an animation studio.
eh, I'll still give it a try.
I mean, you'll have
But
to. It's written into
yeah,
your contract of life.
it's written into my blood. In all
Yeah.
honesty,
But yeah, the
but
movie was great. We both enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a kids movie. Like, if you're going into it thinking you're gonna see like the next fucking Pulp Fiction, next theatrical masterpiece, then you're going into it with the wrong
then you
mindset.
found it.
Then you found it. Yeah. Um.
There were definitely times in the movie where I laughed. I think the way that they the visual detail they put into all of the like Mario elements to the Mushroom Kingdom, amazing, great. I think this is probably my favorite iteration of Peach. Like she's just a badass here. Um, yeah, there's a lot to like about it.
Yeah. I like how Peach's story is just like, yeah, I don't know. I've just been here since a baby. Like, what
In
the
all
fuck?
honesty, that's more background than we've ever gotten for
I
Peach, I
know.
think. So, yep.
John, tell me about the new Overwatch 2 season? New season started,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there's a new season. Season 4 started on Tuesday, and with that came a new support hero called Life Weaver. So I played Life Weaver, and he's pretty cool. His whole thing is that he uses flowers to heal people, to protect people. So, Lena, get down. He one of his abilities is that he can like put a flower platform on the ground, and anyone who steps on it will be raised into the air. His other ability is that he can grab an ally who's really far away, and he'll completely shield them and pull them back to him.
That's really
So
cool.
so in some instances, it's awesome. That's an amazing way to that's an amazing get out of jail free card if you're
Is it broken or something?
well, there's a way to troll people with that. If you're going to use your ultimate and your life weaver grabs you, can just completely fuck you up. People have also been grabbing their teammates and dropping them off the map or like putting them in front of the cars
I
on
love it.
Oasis.
I love it.
Like it's awful.
But
It's really funny. It's really funny. The
here's
amount
the
of
thing though, is like Blizzard, they know the community, right?
mhm.
They know that there are people on that game that are literally just fucking trolls.
Yep.
Like, why would they make this ability knowing that info?
That and that was pretty much the thing. The moment that they announced him, like I tweeted, I was like, "We are going to see an explosion of toxicity coming out from
Oh
this."
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's pretty much been exactly that. But I will say that ability and his other things that he has, he's a very different character, and it is generally it's cool to see him. So I think he's a good addition, at least to the cast lore wise and all that. I do think they're going to make some adjustments though to him to kind of change things up. As for the season content itself, they've announced a lot of cool stuff that's coming. Like they announced a bunch of events. There's like this space opera mode that they're coming out with. It's going to be like a 4v4 mode, and everyone has these really cool like space opera skins. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, there was a ton of stuff in there. They announced a um, in June they're doing a gay pride month thing. Um, and then there was also like this they showed Tracer on her motorcycle and it was like all very neon slash Tron like. You know the like light cycles I think they're called in Tron. It
Yeah.
looked a lot like that. So I was like, I don't know what that's all about, but there's a lot of interesting stuff that's on the way. And I think in season 2, I was pretty down on the game. I think everyone was. It was kind of lackluster in a lot of ways. Seasons 3 and 4, though, they've made a lot of improvements, and I think it's really looking good right now.
Yeah, that I think I want to play that game again.
All
Um
right,
so I think I'll update it on my PC today
cool. Let me know. I'm down to
or on
play.
my Xbox. Yeah. Something that really the only game I've been playing outside of Destiny, of course. I raid every week with the crew there. Shout out to Chad. Chad's gonna be in Chicago tomorrow. We're hanging out this weekend. It'll be a good time. Um, the only game I've been playing is The Last of Us Part One. Me and my buddy David, we bought it on PS5, and well, I guess I bought it, but we've been playing it together because he wanted to play it, and I wanted to play the remastered version of the game. Remake. I don't even fucking know what to call these things anymore. The remake of the remastered version of the game. Sure.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Um. Yeah, and we've been playing it together, and it's been a good time. The graphics are fucking amazing. Um. Yeah, I don't know. The game looks
Yeah,
great.
that's it.
I mean, like they added the new
Still a great
crafting stuff.
game.
Yeah, they added the crafting stuff from the second game, some of it.
Mm,
So, like, that's pretty cool too. It's just fun playing it with somebody who like has seen the show and never played the game.
mhm.
What I'm real excited for is after I think we're like halfway through it. Um, let's see, where are we in the game? I'm trying to think. We haven't played it in like a week. It was like Saturday or Friday last time we played. I think we're like 10 hours in about. We passed Bill's town and we're a bit past there, so we're probably like halfway through the game, I'd say.
I do
But
think going through that with someone who's never played it would be so much fun. That's the one thing I wish I did with the show is I wish I watched it with someone who had never experienced the story at all. I was watching it with my friend Brandon, who comments on our podcast quite a bit. And me, he's a very big Last of Us fan, so it was cool having that experience. But I would have also loved to see someone there for Sarah's thing, for all these key moments that we know so much about.
yeah. But yeah, I think the thing I'm most excited for is to whenever we beat this, we'll probably take a break for a bit and then play The Last of Us Part 2 before the show because like he's down. He's like, "Yo, let's play The Last of Us Part 2 once we beat it." I'm like, "Dude, if you thought the show of The Last of Us Part 1 was crazy, you have no idea what you are in for in Part 2." And like it just and like they just don't get it, right? Cuz I'm playing with my friend
Yeah,
David and his roommate Buddha's been watching too, and it's like they just don't understand what
I
levels
don't.
the second game takes the story. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I've been playing that. It's been a ton of fun.
That's cool. I so I've been running out of things on Xbox lately that I'm like, oh, I really want to play that right now. Like I'll play some MLB and I'll also talk about Battlefield here in a little bit, but I've been playing my PS5 a bit more, and I've been playing SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is a game I think I mentioned I started probably about a month ago, but I got further into it now, and I want to say I'm close to the end. Uh, this game's pretty fun. I don't think it's amazing or anything. It's definitely a product of its time in some areas. Definitely that early 2000s 3D platformer, which I love 3D platformers. That give me any good feeling 3D platformer, I'll play it. But there's definitely some like holdups on it where I'm like, this hasn't aged that well. But it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. Also, just sticking on like the PS5 news, I went and downloaded uh, Uncharted Lost Legacy and Ghost of Tsushima, which are two games I've never started, even though I'm pretty sure I'm the one that bought Ghost of Tsushima for us. Uh, so yeah, I want to play through one of them hopefully before Zelda comes out. I think I'm gonna do Uncharted just so I can say that I've had all of that story played because it's the only Uncharted game I haven't played. So I think I'm gonna
I
go
think
through
that's a
that.
shorter game too.
I
I never
yeah,
played
well,
it, but I think it's shorter.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna run through that here pretty soon. Also played some Pokemon Emerald somewhere. I kind of fell off that because been focusing on other stuff. As for Battlefield 2042, my friend Jake, he recently downloaded it, and he's like, "Hey, come on, play this with me." I'm like, "Man, I'm not that big of a Battlefield guy. Like, I'll play it, but it's not really something I get excited for." Well, him and my other friend Dan have been very into it, so I've been playing quite a bit of it. And I will say, um, usually I don't get into Battlefield, like I said. It's just not a series that catches me. I think it's a little too slow for me. I started sniping this week, and I really see why people love it now. Because I'm not a sniper in most games. Like maybe Halo is the only game that I really have enjoyed sniping in the past. Other than that, I like run and gunning. The sniping in this game has really made me like, oh, okay, I understand now why so many people like Battlefield because of this style. I had a game where I had like 33 kills and I put up like a clip of me getting a really cool shot like through the hole in a roof to headshot someone on my TikTok and Twitter, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm really proud of this." And it was like that gratification of like getting that headshot, where I was like, "Okay, I totally understand this now." In the past, I'd never gotten it because I was always running gunning, but I get why people like sniping in Battlefield now. Um, yeah, I'm having fun with that. This is definitely the most I've played Battlefield like ever. Like I own Battlefield 3 and
Bad Company
uh no, not
4.
I don't remember. I know I played quite a bit of 3 and there was another one that I played some of. But it just never really oh wait, Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 are the ones that I played. Um it just never caught me. But this one I'm like, okay, this is bearable. It's not something that I want to play on my own ever. I don't think. I much rather play it with at least one friend, but for making me play a game that traditionally I wouldn't get into, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I think the only time I really enjoy that newer Battlefield is when I'm playing with a squad, like at least 1 to 2 other people. Other
Mhm.
than that, it just like I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. Like it's not a game I'll play alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up episode 226 of the Pixel Street Podcast. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63. Follow our podcast on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out the pinned tweet there to join the Discord. Send us pictures of your dog. Tell us what games you're playing. Join John for Battlefield 2042 because he is a diehard fan now.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Pixel Street Videos, where we post all of our content. John, where are you at on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Revix Shadows, and I've got a couple places I'm freelance writing for, but I've got a pretty cool announcement for next week that you're gonna like. It's gonna be really cool.
Oh
Can't
boy.
wait to talk about it.
Cool. Well, stay tuned for episode 227 of the Pixel Street Podcast next week.
Bye.